Hi there. Welcome to my Confessions of an Indie Author. Um, let's see. Recapping. So if you watched last week, you know that I wasn't even home. I was in DC. So last week it was difficult to get anything done. I actually managed to get quite a lot done, but um, so basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was in DC. I was home on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was at an event, Heroicon in Decatur. So I was home a total of one day last week. So yeah, I don't like to do that, but every once in a while it just happens that way. On a positive note, at Heroicon, I did have my very first Stones board game sale. I wasn't actually going to bring them there. I was going to do like an exclusive launch at Origins, and I still plan that's when the big launch is going to be, and I'm really going to start to push it. But I have a following at Heroicon that I wanted to give them an option to purchase if they wanted to, kind of like a soft launch, if you will. And it was, in a nice, friendly environment. We did play testing and everything else. It went well. Couple of other things. We did our new grid wall setup. So Heroicon was like our mock setup for our Origins setup. So we built our 10 by 10 grid wall. We ran into a few hiccups. We didn't have enough shelving, but that's being resolved. And we have a month in which to do it, which is a good, here's some tips. If you're doing a big show and you're revamping your booth space, you might want to set it up and test things out. And even if you can test it out at a show earlier, that way you can work out some of the kinks. Maybe something's not where it should be. Maybe you want to move something from one place to another to make it work better. It's just good to kind of do a dry run and you really kind of figure out not just where things get set up, but how you also transport them and how you put them together. So that's a big part of it. If you're going to be doing live in-person shows, it's not just you want to have an inviting booth space, but it also is about portability. So you want to make sure that whenever you're designing that space, that it's something that you can actually move and reconstruct in different spaces. Another thing to consider is it an indoor show or is it an outdoor show? During COVID, Trevor and I did a lot of outdoor shows. So we did have to kind of make some modifications to our booth in order to accommodate outdoor shows. So all great things to think about. If you guys want to pick my brain about booth design, I've tried a number of different things, and I've had a lot of success with the booths that I've had. I did sign up to do a Titan Home demo at Heroicon. I had 2 players sign up for that. It's hard with the original content to get people to sign up, but they were both fans, and they both have the Titan Home book. But I didn't waste that time for the game. A couple of my players are interested in creating some modules based in that world. And so we kind of just used that time then since we didn't have enough people to run it, we took that time to develop maybe an idea for a game module. And we even managed to figure out a way to tie it into the Titan Home Vela, which is now live. It was live May 1st, the first 3 episodes. And then I'm uploading on the 1st of every month a new episode. So I do have the 4th and 5th episode that are already scheduled. They're already completed. They're just waiting for launch. So that will be in June and July. Those will be available. So when I finally got back Monday morning and I'm finally back home, of course, unpacking and everything else, I had to kind of do a laundry list of things. I tried to make a list of Heroicon of all of the things that need to be completed prior to Origins to make sure that I have all of the products that I need and all of the materials to set up. So one of the things was getting that Hearts book finished, which Trevor and I did a final look through of the Realm of Thrall Hearts. Everything's approved. I made the changes, submitted them. The print version is live on Amazon, so if you want to go out and get the print version, you can. I still need to do the Kindle version. That is coming. I'll probably get it done. I might get it done this week. I went through and I did book inventory. You see some of them behind me. So I went through and counted my books, did an estimate of how much I needed, and ordered books to have inventory for Origins. I also did my Geek Grind coffee order to make sure that we have everything, that all the product that we need for the coffee. And I ordered materials to make a few more tumblers. I know I have like 24 tumblers, glitter tumblers right now, and I'll probably make a few more. It's hard to know. They're kind of nerdy, quirky little tumblers. I'm probably going to actually make like maybe, I'm thinking like 4 or 5 of my, so this is my alignment tumbler. And it goes from chaotic evil all the way down to lawful good. And, you know, as you drink your coffee, then you become more and more, I guess, civilized. We'll go with that. But this is my number one seller for the glitter tumbler. This is a 20-ounce tumbler. I sell one at almost every show. So I feel a show the size of Origins, I have a potential to sell multiples of this one. So I will probably make, you know, 4 or 5 of this one. Unfortunately, this one is the most pain in the ass to make. Of course, the one that sells the most is pain to make. So I'll probably be doing that, which is really easy. It takes me about 24 hours to make them. I kind of start them in the morning downstairs and do one coat, and then or do all the glitter and paint, and then do one coat of epoxy. And then before I go to bed, I usually add the vinyl decal, put the other coat of epoxy, and in the morning I'm ready to take them off and put the next set on. So they take 24 hours for me to make, but they take 5 to 7 days for the epoxy to fully cure. So I need to get started on those so that I have plenty of time for those to cure, so that I can package them without damaging the outer epoxy. Speaking of traveling, we did get the Origins marshalling yard information. Basically, this is like load in. I kind of thought, as big as it was, we would get like a load in time. That doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be like on Wednesday, get in line with your vehicle outside the dock area. And you have, it looks like based on the size of the vehicle, it says you have 30 minutes to unload. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And they said if you're not fully unloaded, you'll have to go back and get a line to unload the rest of it. So just like I said, make sure that everything is packed up and portable. You want to make it portable, and apparently you want to make it easy to unload so you can do it quickly. So that is something we have roughly a little less than a month to figure out. So, and then we just got emails today that HeroiCon for next year is open, so we apply to be vendors there. And PeoriaCon open too, which is in March of next year. So we're in the process of applying for that as well. So we'll just, you know, we're kind of evaluating our conventions, and a lot of it will have to do on how successful Origins is to determine whether or not A, we're going back there the next year, or B, maybe we're looking at some bigger cons that involve some additional travel. And if that's the case, you know, it could possibly conflict with some shows that we've done regularly for years. But we're just going to have to, you know, you kind of have to evaluate your numbers and see how things go. We are considering, you know, it's hard to gauge an event's performance based on the COVID numbers. You know, HeroiCon over the weekend, that was on Mother's Day weekend, so it may have affected the numbers there too. So we're trying to take those things into account. And those shows have always been successful for us. So you just kind of have to evaluate things as you go. And since we have shows that we've gone to for a number of years, you tend to become saturated in one particular area, meaning that, most of the people who frequent that event either already have your books or they're just not going to purchase. And then, so then you kind of have to concentrically stretch out from your, I guess, your base in your comfort zone and grow your business from there. So that's kind of where we're at. I think we're pretty well saturated in our current market. We have to decide, which shows we continue to vend at and which ones maybe there might be some we have to cut. That's unfortunate. I'm in love with every single one of the shows that I do, so I don't want to have to cut anybody, and if I don't have to, I won't. And maybe if I don't vend at those shows, I might just go and play games and demo games. That's always an option as well. So that's pretty much what I have so far this week. I've been doing a lot of editing, trying to glue my butt in the seat and get some editing done and move forward. I need to get Dragon Dynasty done. I'm so close on it. I would like to have it for Origins. I think I've missed my deadline for that. It's just not going to happen. I definitely want to have it for our Marigold Festival. I would love to have Glory for our Marigold Festival, but I really need to spend a lot of time editing. And by a lot of time, I mean I need to glue my ass in the seat and be doing hours and hours of editing. And sometimes that's easier said than done because editing is not my favorite. But if I'm going to release Glory, I need to finish the edits and get it into the hands of beta readers and give them plenty of time to read it before it launches. So until next time, hopefully more progress. Thanks. Bye.